We need to master the art of boring, and that's the secret to life.
Well, can you explain me then what you consider boredom?
It's like that one post that I made, right? You live life, oh, and you get a boyfriend. That's like, oh, that was the happiest day of my life. And then he proposed to you. Oh, that was so happy. And then you graduate college and you get a good job, or you get like there's these moments in life, right?
Right.
If you add up all those moments in your life, that's like 5% of your life.
Yeah.
Every other day, you wake up, you brush your teeth, you walk your dog, you go eat your breakfast, you go to work. That is your life. So if you're not happy in that part of your life, no amount of those spike moments is gonna, that doesn't define your life. And it's kind of like, I think people who had those kind of high achievement moments understand that, right? Because people will say they win the Oscar, they win an Academy Award. They're like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been looking forward to my whole life. A lot of people say this. The next day is like actually one of the worst days of their life, because you are literally at the height of that thing, like people cheering for you and you giving your speech, and then the next day you realize it was the same exact life as 2 days before. You wake
Yeah.
up, you still have to brush your teeth, and all of that is gone.
Yeah, when there is like a really huge dopamine hit, you have dips after
Yeah.
that. So I guess this is
Like what now? Yeah. A lot of people say that, like a lot of tech startup founders that sell their company for $100 million or something like that, they say the same thing. Like the day after you sell your company, it's when they feel the most empty.
Do you think they feel empty because they fulfilled their goal,
Hmm.
and then there's no
Now,
another?
now what? Yeah.
This
That's
is
why I think like honeymoons are important. I think it was from Chuck Palahniuk, my favorite author. He talks about the idea of this place it's called a liminal space. And a liminal space is like, let's say you go to an office and there's an office and office and there's a hallway in between, right? Or you go to a hotel and then, you have a lobby and then there's a hallway and then there's a restaurant or whatever it is, right? Those in between spaces are called liminal space. And those things are important in life. And what happens is a lot of people, what they do is they live with their boyfriend or girlfriend and then they get married. And the next day they go right back to their same house.
Mhm.
and and their life continues as if nothing happened, right? But he was talking about how like the purpose of a honeymoon is like you're actually supposed to live in separate places and you have a wedding where
Mhm.
that's the reunion. Okay, now we're gonna start our life together, and then you go away on a honeymoon for a week. Like something is different. That's the liminal space where that's the hallway, and then when you come back from the honeymoon, now you move into a new house together, and a new
Mm.
life begins. Do you know what I mean? And
They're kind of processing. They're detaching from
yeah,
what have been
it's
and that welcoming the new.
yeah, it's like it's from the old to the new. Like you're moving away from the old chapter of your life. You're closing that chapter, and you're opening the door to the new chapter, right? Kind of like and And the reason why he said that is because he's an author. So he says that a lot of times when you look at these movies or when you look at these stories, the third act is like when the climax, and then
Mhm.
boom, something's gonna happen in the third act. That's the final act. That's when you're like John Wick, and now you're about to go face the final boss. Usually, you see this a lot in movie where they go away somewhere. Sometimes it's like they go and they listen to some old wise men, or they're like physically traveling to a new location. So there's like usually between the second act and the third act, there's a place where they go away physically. He was saying that that's like a liminal space of now I'm about to step into a decision that I could never come back from.
Like before you jump, you kind of prepare, wait for the
Yeah.
jump.
People
Maybe if.
do that. Like before you do something big, you might go talk to your mom or
Mhm.
dad about what's about to happen and maybe get your last advice.